Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, dear students, and welcome to our science class. Today is Monday, and the date is the 15th of March 2021. We are learning about the ocean ecosystem. What are the living things and non-living things are interacting together over there. Yesterday, we learned about the intertidal zone. What's an intertidal zone again? Who can reminds me, please? It is the area between what and what? Can you tell me?
It's the area between the
high and low
tide.
Excellent, high and low tide. So between high and low tide, we have some animals living over there, or let's say creatures. Okay, two main ideas about the intertidal zone. What are the creatures that lives over there? Do you remember? We are learning about the ocean ecosystem, so we need to know what are the living starfishes, yes. Crabs.
And what's new coral?
No, not really, not a coral reef. Remember, sea anemones and small shrimps, cucumbers, snail.
Snail and variety of small plants.
Excellent variety of small plants. Okay, these animals, what do they make for them? They make a small tide pools, we call it. They make a tide pool. Why? Because they cannot live without water, but during a low tide, when the water level is low, they will be trapped. Trapped where? Into some area between the rocks, they make a pool. We call it a tide pool. They make their own natural aquarium. Okay, who benefits from a low tide? Who benefits from a low tide? There are some animals that benefit from a low tide. Can you remember? Look at the picture. Hiya Tulian, do you remember? Look at this picture. What do you see up here? This is what? What about Mariana, Tina, Haifa, Judy, Jenna? Okay, this is yes, a seabird. What does a seabird do?
It's the fish.
Excellent. It eats fish, or sometimes it can grab any animal from that tide pool. Why we call it a tide pool? Because it happens during a low tide. So this is why we call this area tide pool, and it looks like an aquarium, a natural aquarium. Why? Because it has a lot of creatures over there. Also, we learned about the coral reefs. The coral reefs are the most incredible creatures you can ever seen under the water, under the ocean. And they make a habitat for most of creatures down there. Small fishes, they hide behind these corals from predators. They feel it's like a safe home for them, and sometimes they eat from them. So these reefs are very important for other animals to live. Okay, they are the near shore zone. They are not really deep in the water. Where can you find them? You can find them near the shore zone. Where can you find coral reefs? Near the shore zone. Excellent. You can find them near the shore zone. What about crabs and, what about crabs, snails, shrimps? Where can you find them? In the intertidal zone. Where can you find them? So we have over
In
here.
the intertidal zone.
Excellent, ya Amal. So we have the intertidal zone, and we have lots of creatures or animals that they live very close to the shore. And then we have the near shore zone. The near shore zone. Who lives the near shore zone? Coral reefs. Today, we're going to go a little bit deeper. Do you think when you go deeper under the ocean, what are you going to find? What do you think? What are you going to find there?
Corals, sea stars,
No,
sharks.
no, no,
Animals.
Tala. You're
Oh,
not going to
really?
see corals and sea stars. Do you know why? Because we said
Because
that,
it's really deep
yes, and
and
we
there's a
already
water
said that the
pressure.
coral reefs lives near the shoreline. They live near the shoreline. But when you go wide and deep, in the open ocean zone, you can find a lot of fishes, maybe turtles, sea turtles, and maybe different kinds of fishes that you have never think of, or
Like
maybe
maybe whales.
oh, whales, you need to go even deeper to find whale. Yes, you can find sharks, you can find different kind of fishes that
But
they are
there is
very,
like in America, they say they come in the middle of the ocean, like not really deep.
yeah, but normally they need deep water to swim in.
Oh,
Yes. Okay. What can you find down deep the ocean? What about sunlight? Is there any sunlight or it's few? It's little.
not really.
Little bit.
Too little sunlight reaches below 200 meter to allow
Miss,
photosynthesis
yesterday
organism to
I
survive.
with
So can you find plants deep down there below
no
200 meters? Not
no.
really. Why? Because they need sunlight, and deep down, they don't really have sunlight. Yes, ya Amal.
Miss, yesterday I read this page and I was thinking
Hmm?
how do like fish and animals swim without light?
Yeah, there are some fishes, they don't like the light. They can feel, they have feelings, so they can know or know about dangerous places, or they can smell their food. They use other senses than looking. If they are not using their eyes, they can use other senses they have for surviving. So yes, there are some animals, they don't really need much of light to live or to survive. Okay, when you go deeper, the deeper you go down, the light will decrease and the pressure will increase. Remember, you can find high pressure down deep. What about light? There is no light, and the temperature, guys, it will definitely drop down. So how does it feel down deep the ocean? Hi Maria, how does it feel? Does it feel warm or cold?
No, it's cold.
It's too cold, yes. Down deep the ocean, it is really cold. Okay. Now, if a pilot wants to dive into the deep ocean, do they need special equipment or not?
Yes,
Yes,
Of course, definitely they need special equipment. Why? Because of what?
because of the water pressure.
Excellent water pressure, and also the coldness, temperature. Also, guys, the light, there's no enough light. Okay, now let's take a look at these creatures. This is a squid. We call it a squid. Most squid are shorter than your arm. However, giant squid can grow to over 40-meter long. Wow. So a normal squid usually are what? Short or long? Are you
Long.
here? Long. This is a squid. Can you see the picture of the squid? I need to
Yes.
see
Yes.
you guys. Okay, I need to see you. Please open your cameras. Okay, normally they are shorter than your arm. Look at your arm and look at the squid. Imagine that a creature that is shorter than your arm can be 40-meter long. But they
Yes,
need
I
to be,
put my
How is that
finger.
even possible?
My
it
finger
is,
is bigger than the squid.
yes, but it can grow up to 40-meter long if it's living down deep the ocean. Yes, it can happen. Also, look at this whale. Some whales filter krill and tiny plankton from the water. Others hunt squid and larger prey. So, do you think that whales are bigger than the squid or not?
Yeah. Yes, of
Definitely.
course.
It has to be bigger than a squid so it can catch it or eat it. Well done. Okay, what about this creepy fish? It looks really scary.
It looks so weird.
Yes, it looks very
Its
weird.
teeth.
Yes.
So
Some
teeth are so
varieties
short.
of angler fish, they call it angler fish. They live in total darkness. See, this is the one you ask. They need darkness to live near the sea floor. Wow, that's too much deep. They lure prey with a body part that gives off its own light. So they sometimes follow some fishes that they have their own light.
What again? What did you say?
Just a minute. I want to plug my laptop to the charger so it doesn't turn off.
Hopefully it doesn't turn off.
No, now we're good. Alhamdulillah. So
Good.
this is an angler fish. It lives where? It lives down the sea
Down
floor.
In the
Yes.
ocean.
And it needs total darkness. It needs total
Whoa.
darkness. Yes, it lives
Loves
in,
the darkness.
yeah. So it lives total darkness. And how does it catch a prey? It catches prey that they
Catches
have
it
their own
with its thingies, the things that like the legs.
horn.
The
Yes,
squid.
yes. I
Yeah,
think
like
it has a little bit a tiny horn. That is it a horn or maybe a spark? I think it looked like this one. Just a
a
minute.
spark.
Look. Oops. Can you see it?
Yeah,
When it wants to catch a prey, I think it give its own light. It gives off its own light.
like to feel the prey safe.
Mm-hmm. All right, we can go to the video after we finish. We're gonna finish in a minute, so we can go watch the video. There is plenty of videos about ocean ecosystem, and they are really incredible. Really, the ocean ecosystem are very, very, very interesting, and you feel it's another world. Have you ever watched a movie? It's called Another World. It's about ocean and ocean creatures. You can watch it
No.
on Netflix. It is really,
I
really
think so. I
cool.
watched it.
It's called Another World. It is really another world. Now, look at these creatures. I think you cannot see them with your own eye. You need a microscope for that. but believe me, guys, they are living things. You may think that they look like a drawing or they look like colors. I think they are stickers, but they are creatures. They are living things. These living things or these organisms, I don't think you can see them with your own eye at all. You need a microscope for that. Do you know what do we call them?
What do we?
We call them a plankton. These are planktons. They are drifting organisms that inhabit the wide open ocean. Of course, most of them are microscopic and aren't a single species. What do I mean by single species?
Like they are not one.
Yes, they are not living alone. They are grouped that includes plant-like organism. So they live all together. You can never find them on their own, each one on their own, like fishes. Each fish will swim alone. No, they live all together and they make plant-like organisms. So sometimes when you see a green area over here, can you see green area? Maybe above a rock or above a surface. Together, they make millions of planktons and plant-like. They love to be together. They cannot be alone. So plankton blooms can last for a few days or several weeks. What do they produce? They produce in such a massive numbers that they form clouds in the water visible from space. Oh, so this picture is already took from space and they can see the planktons that because they were forming what? Clouds. I think you must seen them before. Have you ever seen a plankton before? Maybe a small cloud in the water and you wonders what is it? You don't know really what is it? The feeling of
Oh,
a
this white thing, the white
Yes.
thing.
It's a little bit green, not really white.
Miss,
Okay,
yes.
over here, I'm gonna show it to you, ya Tala. I'm gonna show it to you.
Okay.
This area, can you see this area? It looks like a cloud.
Yes, I
This
see.
area, it looks like a cloud.
Yes, it does.
Yes, but it is not a cloud, it is a plankton. These are planktons.
Whoa, that's super duper cool.
Yeah, it is another world. It is really another world. So plant-like plankton are important. Not only are they food for many other organisms, they also take carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and releases oxygen back into it during photosynthesis, enabling us to breathe. So they are helpful. They're not only organisms that they are very helpful. What do? They take carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. And what do they release? Oxygen. What do they release? Just like who?
Oxygen.
Okay,
Oxygen.
just like who?
Plants.
Yes,
Plants.
just like plants. Excellent, excellent. Okay, girls, now I'm gonna stop recording and stop sharing this page. I will open for you a video about ocean ecosystem, all right?
Okay.
And to do that, I really need to stop recording.
right.
So let's say bye-bye to recording.